was pushing dirt with this bulldozer in this area, it stopped moving and started vibrating. And what happened was the U-joint came apart. I am going to bring my power washer, wash the area first, and then I will disassemble it and I will show you the U-joint, and then when I buy the new part, I show you what part to use with this TD7C 1969 model. Luckily this happened in this area. I was able to push the bulldozer with the backhoe and it's landed over here. It's more level area and I have grass, so when I work, if it rain, doesn't get muddy. After I removed these 4 bolts, I was able to remove them with the Allen wrench. I didn't remove any hoses, and I was able to remove everything. All these came off, and then I was able to pull this out of the transmission, and as you see, it's bent. I will see if I could find replacement. If not, I may have to heat it, straight it up, and check it on the lathe, put it on the chuck, and put dial indicator to make sure it's true. And I will have to extract these bolts, of course. So I'll be looking for one of these and 2 new U-joints. I was able to remove the broken bolts very easy. I just twisted them with my fingers and they came off. I believe these bolts got loose and the vibration caused these 2 to shear off, and this caused damage, caused the U-joint to come off and hit this part and damage it. There's a play over here and it's tied over here. I'm going to heat this with the torch and then I will straighten it as much as I can. I will keep checking it on the lathe with dial indicator. I will get it close to perfect. Then I'm going to fill this with weld to be able to mill it, and I'm going to weld it over here to add strength to it, because this is bent, it may cause structure failure in the future, so I want to make sure it's strong enough. This part, it's not hardened. The file will eat it. However, it's stronger than mild steel. I don't know the type of alloy this is, but I'm pretty sure it will weld fine with 70-18 rods. I am going to fill it all the way with weld, and then I will machine it, even the thread, just in case something bent. Even if the other ear is bent a little bit, I could straighten it up on the lathe. I removed the welding spatter and I cleaned this with sandpaper, and I cleaned the lathe chuck. Then I chucked this part on the lathe. It's running through. The weld look great. I have no porosity. After I welded it yesterday, I heated it with the torch. Then I set it inside ash so it will cool slowly, and this minimizes the weld stress on this part. I'm going to rough cut it just till when I see the machine surface true and 100%. I'm going to try to leave welding material on the top of the original material. This way this part be stronger. And I could do that because this spline will allow this part to move in and out of the transmission. So even if it's thicker little bit in this area, this should be fine. It should work okay. And now I'm ready to start machining this part. I cleaned the spider and I also cleaned the new U-joints, and I took accurate measurement how wide and how deep this groove need to be. It's exactly 3/8 of inch. I have a brand new 3/8 in mill 4 flute in the mill. I chucked this 5-inch 3-jaw chuck in the vise, and I have this parallel underneath it, and when I tie it in the vise, I applied down pressure using the mill, and I tie the vise so it's all the way down and it's very tight. Then I took this dial indicator and I set it up. There's little bit gap between the jaw of the chuck and this unit, and I kept moving the mills in both directions until it reached 0 all the way around this shaft. And now I'm ready to remove this indicator and start cutting on this part. I am done with the groove. It's only 5,000 deeper than what I need over here. So I have plenty clearance for this to tie all the way against this side. And now I'm just going to mill it to straighten it up to minimize the chance of any vibration. Perfect. It's perfect. It's measured the same on both sides. Now the only thing left, I need to mark it and drill it and tab it. I have a drill bit, same size as the hole in the U-joint. And now I'm using the right drill bit for this tab, the same thread as the U-joint. I am going to install the center bit in the mill chuck, and I use it to register the tab handle so I could tab it vertically. Actually, my mill is extended all the way up. And I have to repeat this 3 more times. I am done with it. I will take it off, clean it, deburr it, and I'll meet you by the bulldozer. I am ready to assemble everything. I have the parts number for the yoke and for the U-joints. I search for a new part on eBay, Amazon, and other sources, and I couldn't find anybody selling the yoke, the whole assembly, or the U-joint. There is one seller on eBay. He sells the U-joints, but they made in China. I contact him for more information about the configuration of the U-joint. He wasn't able to help. He said he have these parts at a warehouse, and when he sell them, they ship them to you. So I couldn't find out if he's gonna sell me the right part. And his price is $185. I contacted all the junkyards that sell equipment like this. Nobody has it. There's two junkyards. One of them, he wants to sell me the whole transmission for this part, and he wants $6,000 for the transmission. There is nothing wrong with the transmission of this dozer. The other junkyard, I talked to the lady who answered the phone, and she said they have it and they want $200 for it. I asked her to send me pictures. She sent me picture of the wrong part. And then I sent her picture of what I got to show her it has 17 spline and the dimensions of it and all that. Then a gentleman contacted me. He said they won't be able to help me. They can't sell this part for $200. They have to spend about 5 hours to remove the yoke from the machine, and this is going to be very costly. They're going to have to charge me for labor and all that. So they didn't want to sell it. I guess they want to sell it with the transmission. That's why I repaired this part. When it comes to the U-joint, from my research, what I found, this U-joint or this style, it comes with many configurations. Let me show you on new one. They come with 2 sockets threaded and 2 through hole. They also have some, they have 3 threaded and 1 through hole, or 3 through hole and 1 threaded. This is what the machine has, and other configuration. I kept looking and I found this part number. This one, it's made in the United States. It's a new, old stock. Also, NABA sell it. And the seller on eBay, he had 4 of them. And I contacted him and we come up to a deal, and I bought 4 of them for $120 for all 4. $30 for each U-joint. They all the same. They all have 2 through hole and 2 threaded. I'm going to leave this in its original state, and I'm going to use Loctite or a thread locker, and I will install this on the yoke, and then I will install it on the machine. This also has a place over here or a plug I could remove and install zerd fitting, and this is what I'm going to do. All the parts clean. I wipe them with acetone. I remove all the grease or gasoline, so everything will sit perfectly. I also clean the machine and remove the large hose above this assembly, so hopefully I'll be able to install it easier. And now I'm ready to assemble everything. And like I said, I cleaned everything, even the new U-joints. The spider. And I'm going to use new bolts to assemble everything. This bolt, they have 1/4 inch Allen wrench, and I brought these 3 from my shop. One of them at an angle, and the other one of them little bit longer, so I could apply more torque with it. However, if there's no room in the machine, then I could use this smaller one. I could even cut it little bit. We'll see. This is what I use when I disassemble the machine or when I remove the U-joint. And now I'm ready. They have this plug on the U joint and it matches the Dozer fitting. I have to alter the other U joint. I have to remove these two threaded socket by removing this metal bar that keep them in place and replace them with two other through hole. So I could, because this is threaded, when I use the spider, I could through bolt this one, and then these need to be through bolt to the yoke on the torque converter. But this part is done. I'm going to assemble it and try to insert it as one assembly. If it doesn't work, then I will remove the spider, insert this part, and then I will install this and the other U joint. Once I finish install it on the Dozer, I tell you the best approach to install this back on the machine. I'm going to use this cutter to remove this welded part. Be careful, there's a lot of needle bearing inside this, so you don't lose them. The grease will keep them in place. So now I have a U joint with all threaded sockets. And this one, all through holes. I am going to grind these so when I install this they won't cut because they're very sharp. And I also installed Zerd fitting over here and I put both of them on the same side. I removed all the hoses that were in the way and I held these two smaller ones using this wire. I could not install it as one unit, so I end up removing the front U-joint and the spider, and I was able to install the yoke with this U-joint installed on it. And then I reassembled everything over here. It was very difficult. I tried to use the Allen wrenches. What I end up doing, I end up cutting a little piece out of 1/4 inch Allen wrench, and I use this 1/4 inch ratchet wrench to snug all the bolts, and I kept rotating the whole assembly and snugging the bolt to ensure everything sits perfectly so it doesn't sit crooked. And then I cut this piece of pipe, hold the spider or the front yoke or the converter yoke, and I was able to torque all the bolts. And now I'm ready to reassemble all the hoses and get this machine running. It's very tight space. I also use this cardboard and piece of wood because I kept dropping bolts and the wrenches, and this is good way, especially if everything muddy, to make sure it will land on an area where you can see the bolt or the tool and extract it easier. I used the pipe on the Allen wrench to give me more leverage so I could torque the bolts better. I ran the machine, everything good, it didn't vibrate, the U-joint looked great. I brought this grease gun and I grease both U-joint excessively. I let all the old grease come out. I don't know how long they've been in storage until I start seeing a new grease coming from all the sockets. Then I put a rag over there, ran the machine at high RPM. The U-joint, they sling all the excessive grease, and then I wipe it with the rag. And now I'm ready to show you how it's operate. I'm not going to run it today. I will wait until this is dry a little bit. It's very wet. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. Be safe and have a good day.